Mattel Electronics presents
B-17 Bomber.
Mattel Electronics presents
Bomb Squad.
The yellow stripes on the side of your screen are starting points for some interactions in this program. To replay an interaction, rewind or fast forward to these yellow stripes, then start play again.
Pippin.
Gamecom active. Smile. Smile. 斗志神童。
This smile vividic.
Hey! V-Smile!
V-Smile. V-Smile. V-Smile.
Dina. We smile, baby.
We smile, baby. We smile, baby de VTech.
We smile, baby.
We smile, motion.
Steam Deck!
Whoa.
Steam Deck.
Target acquired.